Shocker. Facebook fact checkers are not really fact checkers at all. This is coming out right now. Check out this. In an article by climaterealism.com, apparently all this stuff is kind of intertangled in climate change and that whole thing, that whole mess. The title of the article is Facebook's legal admission that its fact checks are not factual at all. I think you and I we suspected this. As we have previously reported on Climate Realism, journalist John Stossel is suing Facebook after Facebook's fact checkers, quote, labeled climate change information that Stossel posted as false and misleading. Thank God for John Stossel. I didn't know he was still around, but it looks like he kind of cracked open this case and there's some good nuggets in here. Facebook uses staffers from the website Climate Feedback to apply fact-check labels throughout its platform for postings that mention climate topics. The Climate Feedback staff are supposedly fair and neutral climate scientists, I'm sure, who, as part of their work, provide fact checks on articles, videos, news stories, and claims made about climate change on Facebook and other corporate and social media sites. Unfortunately, Facebook itself just blew the validity of fact check claims right out of the water in court. See, none of this stuff would have happened had they not been sued by John Stossel and had to go in front of a court. This is why our court system is so important, right? When you go in front of a court, you're under oath to tell the truth. They have to bring it. They have to tell people what's up, right? Let me continue here. In Facebook's response to Stossel's defamation claim on page 2, line 8 of its court filing, the company asserts it cannot be sued for defamation, which is making a false or harmful assertion, because its fact checks, and this is the important point, are mere statements of opinion rather than factual assertions. This is solid gold and a huge win for human beings that have been suppressed by Facebook, right? Let me continue here. Opinions are not subject to defamation claims, while false assertions of facts can be subject to defamation. See, this only came out because they're being sued, right? And so in an effort to protect themselves, they had to reveal that they're lying about fact checkers, right? Fact checkers are not the end all be all. They're not there for the good of everyone. They're there to suppress opinions that Facebook doesn't want and other people that are associated with Facebook doesn't want to come out. Let me go on here. The quote in Facebook's complaint is, and I quote, "The labels themselves are neither false nor defamatory. To the contrary, they constitute protected opinion." Opinion, end quote. Opinion only occurred once in that quote. I added the other one for emphasis, but that's the thing. Then there's a passage here talking about, from the actual court proceedings themselves, but let's wrap it up here. What do we got? So in a court of law, in filed testimony, Facebook admits that its fact checks are not really fact checks at all, but merely opinion assertions. In normal times, this would be a public relations disaster for Facebook, PolitiFact, and other leftist entities that engage in biased fact-checking. But in the age of climate alarm, this inconvenient admission will likely be ignored by the corporate media, right? Which is sad, right? This and similar fact checks by other corporate media outlets and social media monopolists has now been shown to be simply an agenda-driven attempt to censor free speech and the open discussion of science by disguising overt liberal media activism as something noble, by supposedly preventing the spread of false ideas and claims. These so-called fact checks are the attempt to undermine the pursuit of knowledge and an accurate understanding of the state of the climate, because as articles on climate realism show daily, the state of the climate is not alarming in the least. Okay, so that is an article from climaterealism.com, and now that's just one of many articles. If you aren't down with the climate thing, you'll go find another article that says it. There are boatloads of articles coming out about this. Here's the thing. I urge you to share this with everyone you know. Share the fact that Facebook lies about being fact checker, right? Because for years we've been kind of at their mercy as creators, as sharers of information, and we've had to kind of capitulate to them. And they are straight up lying to us, right? They are lying about what a fact checker is. Remember this. The more we share this type of information out, this corruption and collusion in our world that's happening, the better it gets, right? we cannot remain silent any longer when we see this kind of stuff going on, because remember, these tech giants or these political figures or whoever it is that wants to suppress the free and open exchange of knowledge and information, they are not good people. They are not good people. Here's how information and here's how knowledge should be spread. It should be open to discussion. It should be readily available, and there should be no one doing the fact checking, right? Because that way you and I don't have the ability to decide on our own. See, we're smart people. We get it. We can decipher information and tell when something's fishy or not fishy. And if we can't, then we got to get better, right? So we have to do our part to be discriminating of information, and also to do our research and do our due diligence. The other day, someone posted a comment on one of my videos, one of my recent videos, and it was an interesting comment. I went and searched it up. It was something having to do with the Constitution. I'm not going to go deep into it now, but here's the thing. That comment was removed by YouTube by the next morning. Even though I was able to read it and see what they were saying, I didn't even have a chance to respond to it. My point is this. I did my research on what that comment was. It was interesting. It turned out to be maybe a little bit of misinformation, but I take it upon myself to do that research and watch videos on other platforms other than YouTube, and search on the web and search in many places, because we have to take responsibility. See, if we give our freedom of understanding and knowledge to people like Facebook's or other platforms, that's power for them, right? Because then they can take that and use it however they see fit for nefarious means if they want to. We don't want that. You and I need to take a lot more responsibility for our lives and for the information that we consume, and we need to be our own fact checkers, in short, right? We don't need external fact checkers doing fact checking for us, because you and I know that power corrupts, and those fact checkers can be bought and paid for by other companies to sway public opinion, and that is something none of us wants. So thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you on the journey here. Also, if you want to join my mailing list, I would love to have you at gmarkphillips.com/subscribe. When you join, I'm going to give you my personal collection of tools. These are thought tools and manifestation tips and tricks and ideas for how to have a better life, right? How to be a more conscious creator and create the business and lifestyle that you want. gmarkphillips.com/subscribe. I'd love to connect with you. Thanks so much. Until next time, I'll wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.